So, politicians and various other people in the political space, when it comes to voting season and stuff like that, they will go out. Even many former presidents have done this before the election season as well, or soon to be presidents. Go out around businesses in their local towns and stuff like that, where a lot of people maybe aren't voting as much as well, and they'll try and help around and see if they can get more votes in, and just maybe getting a bit of an insight of what is actually going on and in type of places where people are voting. Now, Donald Trump, of course, has caused more controversy in this. Now, Donald Trump has caused quite a lot of controversy in the past year with various things, whether that's because people are saying he's lying on the debates and stuff like that, and various other things. However, people have not really liked what Donald Trump has done in the past day. Now, Donald Trump decided to do, well, apparently what he wanted to do for a very long time. He's always wanted to work at McDonald's. I don't know why that would be your wish, considering I'm very, very sure if you asked the average McDonald's worker, they would probably look at you like you are some crazy motherfucker. Unless they're a higher-up manager, they probably won't be complaining as much because they get to boss people around. Although, again, a lot of the average McDonald's workers probably wouldn't tell you it's a good job to work. It's a job, isn't it? It pays the bills, it gets you money, it is what it is type of job. Now, again, Donald Trump decided to work at McDonald's. Obviously, giving fries. Now, I don't know if he gave food out for free, or people paid for it. I don't exactly know. But there are multiple videos circulating around. There is a video from the Sunday Times. It's all over YouTube and everything, and it was filmed on TikTok. Very high production, it looks like. And it's obvious, again, it brings it to a wider audience that maybe aren't in that particular state or near that particular McDonald's. And I'm sure people got a shock, whether they support Donald Trump or not, when they realised Donald Trump, when he pulled back that window and, wow, there's Donald Trump right in front of them. Now, again, Twitter's reaction to this is Twitter's reaction to everything Donald Trump does. It's mixed reviews. It's either people saying, oh, he's this or this, or it's people saying he's this or this. Now, apparently there's going around saying that he staged it. Now, it wouldn't really surprise me if someone staged something like this at all, because, again, people and presidents and tsunami, if it gets them votes, it gets them votes. Now, there's various people on Twitter that are not very happy with what Donald Trump is doing with all of this. And again, it doesn't really surprise me. I don't know. I'm not going to bash their political opinion on what political stance they're on. They could be Democrat, they could be, you name it. I don't actually know what political side they are on. However, it's quite obvious a lot of people are just not really happy with Donald Trump and how he handled this situation. And again, these type of things don't really surprise me because, well, Twitter reacts in a way Twitter reacts. Now, obviously, it's still trending on Twitter, or X, as you want to say this. And pretty much this was kind of an attack on Kamala Harris as well, saying that because I think Kamala Harris apparently said she worked at McDonald's. According to Trump, I don't know. But apparently she said she worked at McDonald's and apparently lied. So Donald Trump is kind of, I guess, brushing that in her face a little bit to try and, I don't know, get votes or something like that. US politics, really, let's be honest, have become sort of a clown fest over the years. It's like, it's both sides mocking. I mean, they've got memes and stuff. They're making memes. Donald Trump was making memes on his TikTok, or maybe he wasn't, but he had someone definitely making memes for him on his TikTok. We're in a state now where they are literally doing shit like this, to try and keep, I'm guessing, up with the Gen Z population because, well, I mean, they are covered in brain rot, as they call that term these days. But yeah, it's, again, people calling him out. and people calling Kamala Harris out as well. You knew the McDonald's wasn't open. However, this is a thing that's flying around. So the place wasn't even open. It was all staged and fake. He didn't work for real at McDonald's. It was staged, fraud like every other event. And this is what was put up the sign. Dear Festival community, we plan to close on Sunday, October the 20th until 4 p.m. to accommodate a visit request from former President Trump and his campaign. Now, they may have closed it for security reasons. Again, people jump to the conclusion, and again, I'm nowhere near here defending Trump for his previous thing. You got to say that because you know what people are like. They jump on and say, "Oh, you're a Trump supporter, you're this," and I'm not exactly. But you know, I can understand where he comes from on some certain aspects, and some I don't. But again, they could have closed it purely to try and minimize. I mean, again, this guy has had multiple assassination attempts this year. You know, again, unless you want to make it another one, I mean, a lot of people probably would be happy with that because I guess that's the fetish they have, Donald Trump being killed. But again, that's kind of understandable. Maybe they closed it for security issues, for security reasons as well. It's better handling. You don't just want people walking in. Now, again, it could be staged. I don't know. But, I mean, there were video cameras around. There were cameras recording everything. So it's not really surprising if it was staged, to be honest with you. Everything has to be filmed in ultra 4K, you know, so people can get a crystal clear. They got all mics rigged up and everything, you know. It's clearly a big production right there, right? While we are not a political organisation, we proudly open our doors to anyone as a locally owned, operated location. This visit provides a unique opportunity to shine a light on the positive impact of small businesses here in Festival. We're equally honoured to share the significance of what 1 in 8 Americans have experienced. That a job at McDonald's is more than just a job. It's a pathway to critical skills development and meaningful career opportunities. Having started my McDonald's journey as a crew member in New York nearly 30 years ago, this path economy opportunity is especially meaningful to me. I apologize for any inconvenience for closing the restaurant and sincerely look forward to serving you very soon. Now, again, maybe he closed this. He didn't want any problems. He didn't want security. Or maybe he was told to close it. It'd be better if he closed it for security reasons. I don't think, again, I can understand why people may think it's staged. And again, it may be staged. Again, this could be multiple reasons. They could have closed it to accommodate for security and better security. They also could have closed it to accommodate for better filming and stuff like that, and all the people that were involved are either paid actors or were given free food if they just, I guess, acted well. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Again, presidents and former presidents and soon-to-be or in the political race will do this. They will go around to different businesses and stuff like that, whether in an area of where the votes may be low or something like that, and maybe just see what's happening there, maybe try and pinch in a few votes, maybe change people's minds. He might do, he might not. But again, it's kind of understandable both ways. Yeah, I can understand why people think this is staged. Again, Donald Trump isn't really the most known person for telling the truth about things. He's quite a known person for lying about things. That's kind of what he's been doing for a long time. You know, he's lied in his debates or he's said things that maybe are a little bit like, whoa, just a little bit too good to be true in certain aspects, which is very understandable, okay? And I get why people may think this might be staged. Again, Donald Trump, he's not known for it. But again, also, it could be for the safety of Donald Trump or the safety of other people. Again, you know, there could be an active shooter there. You don't know these things. You know, if he's already been assassinated nearly twice this year, once was very close, and the second didn't get towards a point where it was that close. However, it could have been. And again, maybe that's why the Secret Service that he's with, say, or the FBI as well, saying, okay, it's best if we just maybe shut this restaurant down or this fast food restaurant down while, Mr. Trump is here, because it's easier to maintain, it's easier to actually look at, rather than someone walking in, they could be hiding a gun on them. There are also clips circulating online, cars being the parking lot being very empty while closed, and people there sort of scripted, people saying, a lot of reporters were there recording and capturing every single moment, so this probably is the most documented McDonald's shift ever, I think, in history. But yeah, if this is staged, it's a low ball. Again, looking at some of the videos, the way they pull up and everything, again, it is a bit weird. The drive-through is very, very, very quiet. I mean, extremely, extremely, extremely quiet. So, again, it could be fake. It could be false. It could be all scripted to try and get votes, and they're trying that hard. And then again, if you've got to script something like this for votes, again, I could understand them closing a McDonald's down, like the store and stuff, maybe allowing the drive-through. Again, anybody, for safety reasons, although, then again, wouldn't it be a safety reason, him working at a drive-through? Anybody could just pull out a gun and, kill him, I don't know. It's a bit of a low ball if this is actually staged. That has to be up there with some of the weirdest things why you would stage. Unless he's staging it because he realises he may not be performing as well in the upcoming. Again, there's only weeks to go until the election. I think it's somewhere in November. And that is a pretty big time. November is quite a big time anyway when it comes to election season. We'll be seeing a lot, and I mean a lot of election campaigns and stuff like that, adverts. We've already seen a lot of adverts, but it's going to get more crazy as the time goes clear. But yeah, I guess all these things are adding up to the more cases of why people probably aren't going to... the supporters who were served food by Trump are in place and screened by the United States Secret Service. The drive-through, I mean, it's obvious they're screened and everything, but it does feel a lot more staged and probed than anything. Okay, it makes sense. Maybe I didn't see these videos. The police, his police escort is coming through. He's being interviewed as well. Again, I don't know if he gave these away for free or people pay. I think he gave them away for free. But as you can see, he's being interviewed by Fox News as well. And he's coming out of there. So yeah, if this is staged, it's a new one. It's a weird thing to stage, not gonna lie. But it doesn't really surprise me, to be honest with you. People stage things to try and get votes. It's election season, for fuck's sake. It's not surprising whatsoever. But how was Twitter reacted to this? Because let's be honest, Twitter is a very, 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 very political website. Everything that goes is, it's extremely political. So, how is this? And, let's have a look. So, Twitter is obviously in a mixed rage about this. Trump's video of him working at McDonald's has already taken over TikTok, accumulated at this rate. It would be the most Trump video ever. This McDonald's shift was a brilliant idea. Donald Trump is a fucking legend. If you aren't supporting Trump, then you aren't even alive. You are missing out. This shit is next level. History in the making. Donald Trump is working a shift. He has done it all. Although again, people are coming out and saying that it's fake. Again, it could be very, very screened people. Again, this guy has been attempted to be assassinated multiple times. I think in his whole, career, like his public sort of presidential career. I think he was attempted suicide, attempted assassination a few times, to be honest. I think once by some guy who was actually arrested, and then once like someone tried to shake the stand that he was on. So probably maybe 4, 5 times nearly in his whole presidential. This year, I think it was twice nearly. One nearly, the guy was on there, and one extremely close. Literally millimeters away. If he'd have turned his head the wrong way or something like that, he would have probably died. So, again, it's understandable why they would probe everything and make sure everything's working perfectly, because, well, again, he is a very controversial person at the moment, and we all know what happened to them with people and how people treat them, whether that because they don't like them or jealousy or whatever like that. Who knows? He could be assassinated and doing his shift at McDonald's. So, yeah, I don't know. Twitter has reacted to it in let's just say, all over the place. But yeah, Trump, I've worked for 15 more minutes than Camilla at McDonald's. The irony is that Trump's 34 felony convictions would prevent him from getting a job at McDonald's. Really? I thought McDonald's would be the type of company, or... I mean, then again, it's a franchisee, isn't it? Yeah, it's McDonald's a franchisee, isn't it? So it's like, hey, you could buy the rights to actually the name and stuff like that. And I think McDonald's take a certain percentage of what you make and yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. No McDonald's job, but the White House is okay. Trump's McDonald's stunt was entirely pretend. The store was closed. The car line was rehearsed. It was a rich man cosplaying as a minimum wage worker to fool his rude fans into thinking he understands their pling. He doesn't. So yeah, a lot of people have clocked it, which isn't really surprising. But yeah, maybe it was to try and get some of the minimum wage supporters of him to sort of be like, oh, yo, Trump, we support you, man. This is so cool. You're actually pandering down to us minimum wage workers. But yeah, this type of stuff, well, doesn't really surprise me at all. But again, what do you think about it? Do you think Donald Trump is doing this to, fake it and try to get quick votes, or try and, secure some votes in before the election season is over? Or do you think he, just was being precautious and the Secret Service was just being precautious because, he's a high-value target at the moment, and, there are some crazy people out there who will probably want to kill him.